challenging is the timing of this year's draft with the deadline also something that you think about just a couple weeks away?
Yeah, it's definitely different. I mean, the last 2 years, but especially this year, like moving into mid-July. So, I mean, it's you definitely have to a bunch of different hats you've got to wear and be prepared for different things like looking at the season and then also getting ready for a trade deadline and then the draft. But our guys are really prepared. Our scouts do a great job. We could have drafted probably in May, honestly. So I think everybody's just really exciting. It's a fun weekend, and it'll be a fun couple of weeks.
At the big league level, what's this team need right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think overall for the first half we've played well. I think obviously the last few weeks going into the break, I think the number one thing from an offensive standpoint, we just haven't swung the bats the way we're capable of, and we're going to need to if we want to play deep into October. Starting pitching has carried the way for most of the first half, and the bullpen, up until really the last few weeks, the pen's been strong in the last couple of weeks. And maybe some of the injuries, I think, have taken their toll a little bit. So we're excited about getting some of those guys back. Bottom line, offensively, we've got to put a little more pressure on other teams, score more runs, and combine that with pitching and defense, and kind of get back to what's made us successful for most of the first half.
Pomeranz and Tatis coming back at some point, does that change the way you approach a trade deadline, or do you still look at it as we don't have those guys now, we have to plan accordingly with what we have on the field at the moment?
Yeah, I think we'll factor everything in. I think you're obviously constantly trying to figure out, and get a sense of who's going to come back, what your roster is going to look like. I think we'll continue to get more information in the next couple of weeks leading up to the deadline. We'll factor it all in before we make any decisions.
What does a return of Tatis do for the offense? What could that bring?
Yeah, no, obviously, Fernando, a healthy player, is he's an impact guy. So he does a lot for both sides of the ball, offense, defense, adds an energy element to our team, and then obviously he just can do a lot on the field. He can get the ball in the ballpark, he can score, with his legs, and he's a threat. He makes the other guys in the lineup better. So he adds a lot. I think, we're excited to see him start swinging the bat and see how he progresses, and, looking forward to getting back in the lineup for sure.
Is the timetable any more solidified now that he is on that progression?
Yeah, our medical group, they've put together, they've been very detail-based this whole time. I think we're, understanding though with any injury, you got to be flexible, and the player will tell you. We'll constantly talk with our doctors. We've got plan mapped out over the next 3 to 4 weeks, kind of what that looks like. It will be honestly like a week-to-week thing, though. I think each week we'll kind of get back together, kind of see how he's doing, see how he's progressing, see if we can move the timetable forward, see if we move it back a little bit. But overall, we've got kind of what we think this is going to look like over the next month, and we'll see how things go week to week.
Are you looking at anything specific as we approach the trade deadline?
Yeah, I think kind of going both this weekend. We've got a lot of scouts on the road, looking at other clubs, looking at at other situations that maybe fits. I think we're definitely looking internal. We've made a few additions from AAA, and we'll keep looking to see what we have, either coming back off the IL, guys that we've got to play better in this clubhouse, and then guys that can help us in our system. I think it's no secret. We've got to score some more runs here in the second half. That'll be a focus for us over the next couple of weeks. Hoping most of the answers are coming from within, but if not, we're also out there scouting hard and seeing what's out there on the trade front.
Can you count on that coming from within? You've mentioned that in the past, but you've had a couple of guys, like a Cronenworth and Grisham, who've been up and down, who have not performed up to expectations. Can you really count on the answer coming from within?
I think that's the good part. Is that I think we do feel like we with the guys that we have in on our team. Just they're capable of swinging the bat a lot better in the second half, and usually, with established players at the end of the season, their numbers will be there. So, I think you're constantly trying to evaluate that. We've got some guys that we really do believe in that we think are gonna play better here in the second half, and we'll weigh that out as we get to a deadline and see what an acquisition cost is.
If you don't mind, can you just detail specifically what Tatis is able to do, just the progression for this week as it stands?
Yeah, I think it's I think that don't exactly what he's doing today. I leave that in the hands of the training staff and the coaches. I think it'll be dry swings into tee work, into live arms, machine work, and then eventually going into games. So exactly what progression that is, I don't think it's going to be something we're going to be updating daily. Exactly where he's at every single day. I think we're going to kind of let the progress, let the process take its shape. But he'll go little by little from just that strength build up, range of motion build up, and then T to flips to live arm to machine work to live arm to eventually game.
When you say 3 or 4 weeks, that sort of been mapped out, is that to return to play for the Padres?
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. Yeah.
Chris, real fast, with the talking international draft kind of picking up some teams could be a real thing. What's your take on that, having kind of feet in both worlds?
I think we're good either way. I think we're paired on both ends. Whether they go draft, they keep the system the same. We'll read and react to whatever they want to do.
You have a preference out of the way?
No.